Hey guys, Scientist Mrs. Ryder here today. We're going to talk about spring and the signs of spring. We're going to start by reading a book together. It's called It's Spring by Linda Glazer. I run outside in thin pants and short sleeves. No thick, heavy winter coat bundled around me. I skip and leap and feel light and free. Fresh air rushes all over me. Starting to see a sign of spring coming. Creeks and streams are starting to flow. We hear the trickle of melting ice and snow. Then one day, pitter-patter, splitter-splatter, rain pours down. Creeks and streams rush and gush again. Starting to rain more, that's a sign of spring. I dip my boots in a puddle just to see how deep it is. Swish, splash, watch this, kersplash, it's spring. We find tight, pointy leaf buds on bushes and trees. I peel one open and see the tiny beginnings of fresh new leaves. I find some pussy willows. They look soft and sleek. I rub one gently against my cheek. Here's a bud right here. The ground is growing soft and warm again. There's a clean, fresh smell in the air. We find tiny new green growing things everywhere. Animals that slept all winter are now waking up. Earthworms, frogs, turtles, snakes, beetles, and ladybugs. One day we spot a robin. Then soon we see red-winged blackbirds and a bright goldfinch. Early in the morning we hear the birds sing. They cheep and warble and trill. It's spring. Birds fly here and there with grass in their beaks. We watch them building nests in trees, getting ready for new families. Squirrels line their nests with sticks and dry leaves. And here in this hole are new baby bunnies. Here's a nest that I found from my yard, just like in the story. Ducks quack to their ducklings, and geese honk to their goslings, all soft and warm and fuzzy, and out for a swim. Day by day, I watch flower buds grow and swell. Soon they burst open into bright daffodils. So sunny and cheerful, they make my heart sing. It's spring. Ferns uncurl, leaves unfurl. Tree branches that were bare now have tiny green leaves. It's time to plant seeds. Corn, cucumbers, beans, peas, and my very own sunflower seeds. Just like these right here. The days are getting longer. Now the sun sets after dinner. Outside we watch the sky turn slowly and dark and count the stars as they come out. Then all the spring peepers and bullfrogs sing. It's spring. The sun shines longer and the days grow warmer. One day, I notice that the trees are all covered with full-grown leaves. Soon it will be summer, but right now, it's still spring. I blow dandelion seed fluff and watch it float away. Dragonflies dip and dart every which way. I leap in the air. There's new life bursting everywhere. Come out, smell the flowers. Hear the birds sing. It's spring. The end. So one of my favorite things about spring is plants and how they start to grow during the spring. So let's talk about the parts of a plant and how they adapt to different environments. So this is a plant that I've blown up to talk about the parts of a plant. Okay? So the way down here at the bottom is the roots. The roots are really important because they start to absorb the nutrients into the flower. That's where all the plants get their food from. Then the food starts to travel up the stem. It's kind of like a straw for flowers or plants. It starts to suck up the nutrients through the tube inside the stem and grows up with the nutrients. The next part of the plant is the leaves. These are the leaves here on my pretend plant. The leaves have the most important job. Their job is to turn the nutrients and the nutrients from the sun into usable energy for the plant. This is called photosynthesis. Then the nutrients goes into the flower. The flower is the pretty part of the plant that we all enjoy. This is a sunflower, so it's yellow. Here we have different types of flowers, they're purple. And then finally, the middle of the plant is where the seeds grow. This plant has sunflower seeds in the middle. Sunflower seeds are right here. These are real sunflower seeds. The seeds grow inside of the plant and then they blow through the wind to grow more sunflowers. So we just finished our unit on animals and how animals adapt into their different environments. We learned about the ocean, the rainforest, the Arctic, and we learned how animals adapt and change their bodies in order to survive there. Plants also do that. So here are some different plants from different environments or that adapt in different ways. This plant is called a cactus. This plant grows in the environment or the habitat called the desert. What's really cool about a cactus is most plants need a lot of water to survive. However, there's not a lot of water that rains in the desert. So this plant has adapted to its environment by storing the water inside of the plant. So when it's thirsty, it can just take from its own plant, okay? So it doesn't have to absorb it from the ground. Another plant that I have here is a plant that's adapted so that it doesn't need soil. This plant is called a hyacinth. And inside this plant, it has a bulb instead of big little seeds, and this is how it grows. Inside the bulb, it stores its nutrients. Instead of pulling the nutrients from the ground, from the roots, it stores it inside this bulb. So then when the plant needs nutrients to grow, it pulls it from the bulb. This one is just starting to grow. Eventually, it will have a beautiful flower on top, but not yet. And finally, we have the plants that mostly we see here. These plants are plants that need sunlight, dirt, or soil, and water. They survive best in our environment or our habitat because we have all of those things. These are called crocuses. And crocuses need all of our environment to be able to survive. So that's some of the plants and the different ways that they adapt. Now I have a challenge for you at home. I did a really cool experiment and I would love to see you try it at home and send me videos or pictures of you doing this at home. So what we did is all you need for materials are a carrot, some sort of bowl, and a little bit of water. Here's what we did. You just chop off, I'm gonna really carefully take mine out of the bowl. You chop off the top of your carrot and you put it into a bowl with just a little bit of water. And then it starts to grow again, which is so cool. In the beginning, when I first planted this didn't really have any green on it. But as it starts to grow and you leave it there for a few weeks, it's going to get bigger and bigger and start to grow more and more plants. I would love for you to try this at home. This is our challenge. This is my mom's plant and this is my dad's plant. See what your plant comes out up like. Maybe you can beat them. Can't wait to see what you get. For now, keep growing your brain and I'll see you next time.